Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Let's talk with Saw right here on Superlative Radio. This week, Dylan and I are going to be able to finally start to talk about Discovery.
Finally.
Since it started this week. And,
Well, last week, technically.
well, yeah. Well, within the week since we've done the show. Moron. All right. Anyway, I also want to do a series chat about Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
So
are you
discuss
done?
the whole series. Yeah, I finished it last night.
Oh, okay.
But let's start with Discovery.
Did you like the way it ended?
Let's start with Discovery, and then we'll get
Okay.
to Sons of Anarchy. So Discovery, for those of you who haven't seen it, I recommend you go watch it because there are going to be spoilers. So go watch it and then come back and listen to us talk about it. But that said, it opens with this fella being chased in a spaceship by another guy in a spaceship through a debris field, and you can see remnants of Starfleet ships in the debris field and stuff, and then a wormhole opens, and out comes Michael Burnham in her
With her
angel
wings.
costume,
Yep.
whatever, and collides with him, and the two of them crash on the planet, and the guy that was chasing the other guy ends up, I guess, flying back to the planet at some point, but Michael is the only character in this episode from the last two seasons. None of the rest of the Discovery crew is there. None of them. The Discovery didn't come through the wormhole, or if it did, not in the same spot.
That's right.
Whatever.
It could have, or it may still arrive in a
Yeah.
day.
Or
A
1,000 years,
yeah,
as they
that's
say.
right.
Yeah.
A year or 1,000 years. That's right.
We did come to learn that the Federation, as far as this sector of space is concerned, is completely gone. But they guess
Or isn't
it's
it this time, not this sector?
no,
Is it-
they say sector because they can't communicate with anything outside of that sector
Right.
for
That's
whatever
right.
reason.
They're in a.
So they assume it's the whole Federation, but and I mean when they meet with that fella on the old star base,
yeah.
I mean he says there's only two Starfleet ships that he's got on his tracker.
Yeah. And he's been doing that job for 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's like 150 years before this episode was what they called the burn, which was when all the dilithium crystals or something just exploded
Up
or
and. Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. Some baloney that I honestly think is a, pretty goofy explanation. But whatever. Maybe we'll learn more about it.
Was
as
it
the
a
series goes on.
dichotomy in the sense that it couldn't. Well, anyway, whatever.
Well, I mean, a crystal is a crystal, right? What's going to cause it to just suddenly burn out or whatever? I don't know. Based on what we know of dilithium, it doesn't seem possible.
Okay. You never know. We'll find
Anyway,
out.
Overall, though, they introduce us to a character named Book, who is the guy that was being chased at the beginning and the one that Michael collides with.
Yep.
He's going to be a regular through the series, but that's not the first time we saw him. First time we saw him was in a short trek when he was on the Discovery.
I was just going to say we'd seen him before that. Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah.
it was this. Obviously, they were getting ready for this.
Yeah, so I wonder how that's going to connect to this.
Well,
Because in that, he was talking to the Discovery computer because it had become sentient because it had been alone for
that's
a
right.
thousand
For
years.
1,000 years. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So,
So-
we'll have to see how they pull that one in there.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Overall, what did you think of the episode?
Overall, I'm just waiting. I'm just letting it start. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's just opening the door is all it's doing to see where they're going to go with it. We knew she was headed into the future. Well, all of them were, and I don't think we knew exactly how far ahead.
900 and some
70 years or something?
930 years or something.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's a good start. I'm waiting to see where it's going to go. I mean, I'm not really saying that it's good, it's bad, it's indifferent. I just want to let it get started. But I mean, I figure at least now she's in the future. Now let's see where it goes, and let's get the rest of the crew out there, and then let's see where they're going to go with it, kind of thing. That's all. I'm not,
Yeah.
I've been waiting for it, so let's just get it going, kind of thing.
I'm gonna, watch it and give it the go like I've done with the last two seasons. I mean, I did enjoy season 2 way more than season 1. but I can see where a lot of people have been complaining about Michael's character, and it just continues in this one. Like, people have been griping about, that she can do anything or whatever, and she's like this super character that can just kind of do whatever. And I mean, they even had her high at one point in this episode, and she was still kicking the shit out of dudes. But whatever. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I can start to see what people are griping about, but overall, I mean, I don't think the series has been terrible.
There's been a lot worse series on TV, so.
Yeah, I really hope that it does get better, and that we get to find out at least how Book and the Discovery end up 1,000 years or whatever, or some odd whatever amount of time it was.
I thought it was 975, but I could be wrong.
I just kind of want to find out how he ends up alone on the ship after it's become sentient after like 1,000 years or whatever. I kind of want to know how they do that.
See where they tie that in, yeah.
Anyway,
but yeah, it's a good start. So let's just see where it goes.
yeah, it should be interesting. I was kind of surprised that they didn't introduce the Discovery at all into it yet. At this,
It'll probably
even
be
the
in
first
this one,
episode.
this next
Well,
one.
God, they better, because they're only going to give us friggin' 10 episodes or something. Probably anyway.
It's going to be a short one, no
And
doubt. But another
I
short
don't know
trek,
about
no
you,
pun
but
intended.
I don't know about you, but I'm getting real tired of these short friggin' seasons.
You
of
and me
shows.
both.
Frig. Seriously, do a real season of something.
Yeah,
It's very frustrating, because it feels like you're just getting into it and it's over.
Yep, I know.
Because I don't know if these people understand storytelling in that sense, because when you start to tell a story, like it's you get, basically you're like halfway into it seems, and then it's all of a sudden they got to tie everything up because they got one episode left.
Yeah.
And that's how it felt with Picard. The ending felt rushed in Picard. And it's felt that way with Discovery. It's felt that way with not just but
this is what they do now. They don't.
I know.
It's all just.
It's awful.
It is. I'm not much for it, but what are you going to do? I mean, who are we really?
Yeah,
they
exactly.
don't.
Just a couple of YouTubers who.
That's it.
They don't pay any attention to anyway.
Exactly.
So.
We're just the.
But if you guys watched it, tell us what you think. Again, comment below. I didn't think it was that bad.
No.
I mean,
me neither. I as I said,
they have to establish this time, right? So it's kind of hard to be harsh with it and judge it when it's not like they're jumping into a time we already knew. Like if they had jumped, a couple hundred years into the future and they were in the 24th century or whatever, where Picard and them were, then it would be different. You could say, okay, well, yeah, I can judge it based on what they've shown us so far or whatever, but
with this
they have to establish a whole new time. They have to
Yeah.
establish why there's no Federation, why there's no this, why there's no that, why
They got to
there's
give you
this,
the
why there's that.
backstory
Yeah.
of what happened.
So we're going to probably spend, I would say, 3 or 4 episodes out of the season learning that, at least, if not more. So that's going to take away from something, because they're going to which is again one of the downfalls to a short season, is we're going to spend half of it learning about the time period.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
just in time,
just
as
in
we
time
pick
for it
up,
to end.
it'll be
Yeah.
it'll be over. So yeah.
So that that's one of the things, right? But I can't fault them on that angle, because they do have to establish why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we'll figure it out.
I think a lot of it was exposition. Like if you look at a lot of the conversations they had, it was exposition, right? It was him explaining everything, right? So,
Well, she had to know what was going on.
well, yeah, exactly.
And therefore we had to know.
Yeah,
so,
and that's what I mean. Like it's you have to kind of look at it as, well, okay, it's the first episode of a new time period and new this and new that.
And she had to let him know that she was a time traveler.
Yeah.
So,
So there was a lot of exposition there that happened in the episode. So, but otherwise, it'll be interesting to see where they go. I mean, because they did show a picture of the crew all together, and they weren't in uniforms. They were all just in other kinds of clothing and stuff. And a Book I guess he's going to join the crew. So there's going to be a whole lot of.
There's a lot to come. So
A lot to come.
Yep.
So,
We'll see where it goes.
yeah. Did you have a favorite part?
Not really.
No.
No. Not really. No favorite part or anything. Just waiting for it to take shape. That's all I'm really doing.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's true. You know, I'm wondering. They talked about in the episode. They talked about warp speed and quantum slipstream and all those things for traveling and stuff, and it got me thinking. So they use dilithium crystals in their engines or whatever to achieve warp, but then they were saying that it was hard to travel around, and that's why the Federation fell, was because there was no more dilithium or whatever. But
Okay.
Zephram Cochrane, when he built the first warp ship, the Phoenix, that we see in First Contact, he wouldn't have had dilithium crystals. He had to achieve warp speed in a different manner because dilithium crystals can't be found on Earth. So
Okay.
he would have had to have used a different thing for warp. We know that the Romulans don't use dilithium; they use quantum. They use artificial quantum singularities, which is a miniaturized black hole, to power their warp drives. So I find it funny for them to say, "Well, the
Wow.
Federation collapsed because of dilithium crystals," when we have other methods.
It started on
in
another
Star Trek.
Yeah.
We have other methods in Star Trek for achieving warp speed. Dilithium is not the only way to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I kind of wonder why they
Did they forget?
just I think that comes to a failing on the writers' parts. But it doesn't. Yeah, I could see it causing the Federation.
Do the writers know that?
Well, I would hope so, but I
Well-
bet they don't. But I think it would. I can see it. I would see it would cause the Federation issues because, of course, all their ships ran on dilithium, so it would take time to convert everything. But I can't see it being a point. Something to the point of destroying the Federation, because they know that there's other ways to achieve warp speed. All they have to do is just do it.
Yeah. Well,
So I don't know.
Maybe they'll pick that up after.
Yeah, you never
you
know.
know?
I don't know. So, anyway, tell us what you guys think. I'd like to hear. Leave
Yeah.
a comment below.
Let us know where you're at with it. And, of course, we'll definitely be keeping you posted where we're at. But
Yeah. Yep. So
But yeah,
stay
let
tuned
us
here
know.
every week for.
yeah, definitely.
So I want to talk about Sons of Anarchy overall, the whole thing. It's seven seasons, and it is quite the ride. No pun intended, because it's all about bikes.
Very, very much the ride.
Season 7 was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It was really, really
That was
hard.
the beginning of the end, so it was very difficult to kind of go through. But what you
The
think?
way everything went down, all because of Gemma's lie, caused so much.
Oh, man, that just screwed everything up.
So if you guys haven't seen the season, again, spoilers, but Gemma is Jax Teller's mother, played by Katie Seagal.
What a great job she did.
And at the end of season 6, she kills Jack's
Wife. Yep.
Tara, extremely violently. And it's brutal. That was hard to watch. It was really, really brutal. And her and Juice cover it up.
That's right.
And then, of course, they come up with this lie to tell Jax, who's
That's right.
head of the Sons, that it
That
was
somebody
Chinese.
else that did it,
So they go on this war with the Chinese and all these other, and it gets brutal. It
Oh, yeah,
gets
he just
bloody.
wipes them right out.
There's a lot of people that during season 7, Bobby dies.
Yep.
Juice dies. Gemma dies.
Well, that was Jax. But
Yeah. What's his face? The cop. What was his name?
I don't remember his name, but
It started with W.
been a while for me.
Fred can't remember. And I just watched it last night. Anyway, he dies. The old guy cop.
Yep. There's a lot of people died.
Yeah.
And what you think of the end, though?
The ending was extremely hard on me.
So like The Sopranos, there's a
Have you seen it?
every episode.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Pretty
yeah.
much. And not just one person, but
No.
a whack of people. Have
Yeah.
you seen any of it? No.
Okay. Well, it's quite the
I had a
series.
really hard time with it because I felt really hard for Abel.
Yep, yeah, and that really
Through the
fucked
whole
him up.
season, I felt really bad for Abel. I found it very difficult to.
Now he's left with no one.
Well, he's not.
Well,
he's got Wendy, who's
But
his
still,
biological mother.
yeah, but still, I'm just saying,
But I mean, it's poor Thomas that has nobody.
yeah, but it's
But anyway, Abel and Thomas are Jax's
kids,
sons,
yeah.
and Abel's just a baby, and Thomas is, or Abel's 5, and Thomas is just a baby.
Yeah.
But he takes, because he thought Tara was his mother, and he takes her death really hard.
Yeah.
And I felt really bad. I get why Jax did what he did. Because of course, when he killed that other president,
Yep.
and then lied about it,
Oh, yeah.
they of course had to make a vote and vote whether he should live or die, and of course the vote had to be that he die.
Yep.
But I like how they were all like, "Oh no, we're not going to kill him," so they let him leave, and he goes off to make things right. Before he drives his bike into an oncoming
18-wheeler.
18-wheeler, and man.
Yep. It was a hell of a way to go.
I think I cried the whole episode.
Yeah, it was not
I think I really did. Like, it brought me to tears.
Oh yeah, it wasn't
It
an easy
was-
thing to have to
The
watch.
whole
but-
episode was. I mean, because like he killed his mother.
Yep.
He killed her because of her killing Tara. And that was hard on him because he didn't really want to kill his mother, but he just was like.
It's their thing.
And then the fact that he told Nico, Jimmy Smith's character.
Yeah.
He told him, I need you to do this for me and this for me. Make sure that Wendy gets all this stuff, and he's like, well, what should I tell her or whatever? And he's like, just tell her that the boys should grow up and hate me, so that they don't ever become what I. And
Yeah.
I thought, man, that's horrible. Like, because you see, like, when he says goodbye to his sons, the little Abel, he hugs him and he's like, "I love you, Daddy," and it was just like it was heart wrenching.
Yeah, it
to
was.
watch.
It was. But
What
it's
an amazing show, because it was extremely powerful.
and it was very well written and very
Oh
well
my
executed.
God,
All the
everything
people
about
playing
it.
the parts really, really nailed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was well done.
Like, it was just brutal.
I have another one for you after, if you like that one. Did you ever see Boardwalk Empire?
No.
Watch that. If you liked that, you like Boardwalk Empire.
I love it.
Yeah.
It was
But,
it just
there is a lot of action, but sometimes there's a lot of like lead up to it.
Yeah, but there is a lot of action that comes out of it. It's just
Yeah.
sometimes it takes. But if you liked Sons of Anarchy, you'd love Boardwalk Empire.
yeah. Well, I don't. All I can say is it was extremely heart-wrenching. It was very powerful. The last season was really difficult to get
Yep.
through because it was
Yeah,
a lot of
doors closing.
It was
and
a
whatnot.
lot of
Yeah.
a lot of stuff, and I mean, there were some pretty powerful, gut-wrenching episodes even before that.
Oh
But
yeah, there was a lot of them that just took
like I said, when Tara died, it was like, holy shit,
yeah,
kind of thing. And
Opie.
Opie,
Yeah, that
Opie's
was a
death
hard
was
one.
hard.
Yeah, that was a hard one for me to watch because he was such a good guy.
Yeah. Now, I did like how they brought in, at the very end, they brought in the black fella who was...
Yeah, that took over.
The black fella who came in, and he joined the Sons
Yeah.
after being, he got all the other charters to agree or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was pretty good that they
And
brought
then he
him
was
in.
the other black guy that was the leader.
Marks.
Marks, it's been a long time. I love the way they
August
took
Marks.
him out. I
When he
love
just-
the way they took him
He
out.
he's sitting on the friggin' steps with the blanket over him that the
Yeah,
garbage girl gave him.
yeah.
And he just shot him and killed him and then took off. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
But yeah, it was a good one.
Yes, it's a very good show. It's extremely violent, extremely gory.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I liked when they got the guy back who killed or not who killed Bobby, but who tortured Bobby, cut his eye out, and
Yep,
cut his
yep.
fingers off or whatever.
Yep.
I like Jax had the exact same thing done to him, and then he killed him.
Yeah. That's right.
And
An eye for an eye.
yeah, I really like seeing the dirtbags get what they deserve.
Well, that's-
when the
I've
sons
always
turn
said
around and
no.
get it on.
I've always said I just wish the world worked that way. You know, I wish that the assholes got what they deserve.
I
twice
will
over,
say,
but, you know.
after watching the whole series, though, and it was something I mentioned to Kim when we watched it, is I said it would be impossible for them to get away with half the stuff that goes on because, like, they're sloppy when it comes to killing people or whatever.
Well, to some degree, I guess, in a way, but
not even. Like, look at, like,
But again, it's
take Tara's
TV.
death, for example, right? Yeah, Juice did get rid of the giant. It's like one of those barbecue forks
Yeah, it
or
was a
whatever
big
she
fork,
stabbed her
yeah.
with. I mean, she he did get rid of that, but that doesn't.
But that was in the sink too. She did it, so it was. If I remember
doesn't-
correctly, in the kitchen in the sink.
Yeah,
wasn't
she
it?
was drowning her while she was stabbing her in the
that's right.
head.
It's been a while since I've seen it. I'm just trying to remember the.
But like, not even that. Like, I mean, her fingerprints were all over everything. Her DNA was all over everything. There's no way Gemma would have got away with it.
In this world, no. But
Like,
you know,
it's like, this would have been. That episode was filmed in 2013, so I mean, forensic science. I mean, she'd have been nailed within days.
Yeah.
There's no way it would have gotten that. Like, I know they could say, well, maybe the Chinese guy that supposedly did it, that they were accusing, had gloves and whatever. But like, there was no other evidence to support it. Like,
yeah. Well,
and that was the thing about a lot of the murders that happened where they just left a body. There's just too much sloppiness in it to go, yeah, that's just.
But again, it's television.
I know,
you
it's
just,
television.
You
It's-
lose
it's-
you leave your.
Yes, I know. I get
Logic
that.
at
That's
the
what
door,
it
I
is.
guess,
But at the same time, it's like, after watching 9 seasons of Forensic Files, it's freaking impossible
Well,
to get
yeah,
away with
but,
half what they get away with.
Suspend your your beliefs and do it, and just watch it for what it is and let it go. I mean, this is the guy that watches superheroes, so and there's no such fucking thing as superheroes. So if you can suspend your belief there,
What did I say about that
Oh.
word?
piss off. if you can suspend your belief on that side, then you can suspend your belief on this side. That's the way I see it. And if you can't differentiate, then don't watch.
You don't understand.
You're going to give Superman and Spider-Man and everything all the benefit of the doubt there. Then I suggest you do the same over here.
Because that's more like science fiction than realism.
Dude, if you want realism, watch the news. Okay?
The
If you
new-
don't want realism, watch what you're watching and stop dissecting it to the point of
Can't. That's part of watching it. You have to dissect, especially for a show like this. This is what we do. We talk about it. We dissect it.
but not to
give
the
our
point that
opinions.
you're going to don't be a vacuum and suck all the fun out of it. That's not
I'm not taking all the fun out of it. I said I've thoroughly enjoyed the show. It's just it's one of those things. If you watch the show, you look at it and you go, "There's no way that this could happen because they just couldn't get away with it." There's so many things like that that it's like.
And a guy can get bitten with a radioactive spider and turn into Spider-Man? Oh, shit, I forgot that's real. Yeah,
You didn't
okay.
know that?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that
okay,
happened.
yeah, that's happened.
know,
yeah.
yeah.
And the guy from okay. Yeah.
Seriously, it's like whatever. Look, hey, I do the same thing with science fiction crap. I tear it all apart too.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things. I'm just one of the people that
Yes, I get that.
I
It's
guess
TV.
that's why we do it the way we do it, because you're on this side of the spectrum and I'm on this side of the spectrum, and I just go, let
Yeah,
it go.
I guess that. Yes, I understand that it's TV, and I watch it for the entertainment purposes and stuff. And a lot of things I can let slide, like the fact that it's a bunch of criminals doing a bunch
This
of
is a
criminal
guy that
things.
used to read Playboy magazine for the articles, right? Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'm just going to ignore him. I'm going to put a wall right here.
Plexiglass.
We'll just
Plexiglass, yeah.
green screen him right out. How about that, everybody? No, it's just like there's I can suspend my belief for a lot of it. Yeah, I'm watch it and be like, but at the end I'm going to be like, okay, well, I've got to talk about the good. I'm going to talk about the bad. Nothing's perfect, and
You got that right.
it's an amazing show overall. It's fantastic. There's just, like I said, the fact that they get away with so much that just logically in real life, it would be impossible.
Welcome to TV.
Yeah, I know it's written for entertainment purposes and whatever. I get that, but
It's just the way that the story goes and the way everything goes, and and
it's a good show. I mean, don't let the fact that they can get away with crap that you're like, oh man, that would be a friggin' easy friggin' thing to spot. Yeah, but
I enjoyed it. Overall, I enjoyed the whole thing. I thought it was well put together and well executed.
You know what this is going to be another thing. When towards the end of season 6 or 7, I mean, when Jax.
Put that over there.
When Jax was, they had an APB out for him or whatever, and he ran and he stole that guy's Dodge Charger, the Dodge Demon. He stole his car to get away from the cops, and he never got that was never a charge that was levied against him. Grand Theft Auto. He stole a friggin' car and then gave it away to a chop shop. Nobody charged him for that. And he was able to walk into the DA's office and say, this is who did this, and this is who did this, and this is who did this. And nobody's like, oh, well, there's a warrant out for his arrest for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. It disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like...
But that was the first time I'd ever seen CCH Pounder, the black girl that was was she a prosecutor or
you're talking about the district attorney.
Yeah, district attorney, right.
Whatever she was.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever seen her. And seen her in all kinds of things since.
Well, she was in season 6 and 7 of Sons.
That's what I mean. That's the first time I'd seen her.
That's the first time you'd ever seen her? Huh.
It was in Sons, yeah. Because she's part of NCIS New Orleans now. She's a regular on that.
They had some really good actors in this show.
Yeah, she's good actors.
They had some really good actors in it. I liked watching Chibs pound the cop right over the hood of the car.
Yeah, that
nailing her pretty good.
Yeah.
While the other buddy just sat there and watched.
Oh, yeah.
And he's plowing her right on the hood.
Oh, right on the hood, yeah. There was some good stuff there.
Yeah.
And then they bought the whorehouse and ran that. Had that running. And
yeah, it was, yeah.
But yeah, it's
a good show overall.
It is.
Like I say, there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of sex, there's drug use, there's smoking, there's drinking, there's an obscene amount of swearing. Like it is. There's a reason why it was on FX. I believe is where it was on originally. Yeah. So anyway, tell us what you guys thought of it. If you watched it, leave a comment below.
Yep.
And
if you haven't, check it out.
Yeah.
And at the same time, check out Boardwalk Empire. I think you'd really enjoy that too if you like that kind of thing.
All right. So we will catch you guys for another episode next week.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
And we'll have more stuff going on.
We will. There will be more to talk about next week, but I kind of wanted to do that series overall. Anyway.
Good enough.
See you guys next week. Thanks so much for watching, listening, comment below, like, subscribe, check out the Jersey Ham, the whole kit and caboodle, our vlogs, our website, everything.
Check it all out.
Thanks,
See you guys next week. See you later.